Hi, I'm Diane Kometa, and today on Dishin with Di, I'm going to show you how to make my homemade chocolate chip cookies. Light and crisp and loaded with chocolate chips. So let's get started on Dishin with Di. This recipe has been a family favorite for years, and it's really simple to make. I've made it plenty of times right before my son would come home from school. The first thing you want to do is get some softened, unsalted butter and put that into the bowl of your mixer. So I'm using a stand mixer today, but you can use a hand mixer for this if you want to. Now just take that and give it a few spins around to get it nice and smooth. Now you're going to start adding in some sugar. So the first thing is some white granulated sugar. And just go ahead and add that in slowly with the mixer on low. And then we're going to add in some light brown sugar. So just get your measuring cup in there and just pack it down lightly. And then go ahead and add that in. The combination of sugars is going to give it a really nice texture. So the brown sugar is going to give it a little bit of that chewiness, and then the white granulated sugar is going to add to that crispness. But the brown sugar is also going to add a little bit of flavor because brown sugar has molasses in it. So this is light brown, so it's not too strong, but it really adds a nice taste to the cookies. So now what we're going to do is turn the mixer up, and we're going to cream these two together for about 2 minutes. While that's mixing, you want to measure out your flour, and you're going to have a separate bowl for this. So just go ahead and get your flour and pour it into your measuring cup, and then just level it off and then dump it into the separate bowl. Now we're going to add some leavening to this, and that's going to be some baking soda. And this is going to add a nice texture to the cookies and help them to be crisp and to rise just a little bit. And then you always need some salt. Salt is going to help bring out the flavors of everything, and that's an essential component when you're making cookies or any kind of dish, really. So now what we're going to do is mix this together, and you're going to use a whisk. Get this really thoroughly combined so that everything is distributed evenly. I'll just set that aside, and our mixture should be creamed pretty well. So we're just going to go ahead here and give this a nice scrape down, and it's nice and pale and kind of fluffy looking. And now we're going to add an egg. So I have an egg here, and this has been sitting at room temperature for a little while, and I'm just going to crack this into a separate bowl, and I'm going to add to that some pure vanilla extract. And this is really going to make these cookies taste great. So pour it into the bowl with the egg, and then I just give it like a little whisk to kind of get that combined, and then we're going to pour this into our mixture over here. So turn the mixer on low and then just gradually pour this in. Now mix that until it's combined and give that a little scrape down just to make sure everything's mixing well, and really go from the bottom and bring it up so you don't miss anything. Now that that's mixed through, we're going to start adding in our flour. So with your mixer on low, you just want to spoon this in. Now the dough is mixed through, and I'm just scraping down the sides, and I'm not going to mix it anymore with the mixer. I'm going to stir in my chocolate chips. What I have here are some milk chocolate chips and some semi-sweet chocolate chips. I really like the combination of the two, and it does make a difference because I made years and years of chocolate chips with just the semi-sweets, and then I started mixing in the milk chocolates, and it really makes them taste a lot better. So just take your spatula and just mix this well until it's combined. The chips are mixed through, and now I have a small ice cream scoop, and I'm scooping the dough onto a parchment lined baking sheet. You want to have 2 baking sheets that are lined with parchment paper, and your oven should be preheated to 350 degrees. Now take the dough and space it about 2 inches apart. So this way, when the cookies spread, there'll be enough room so they don't run into each other. The other important thing is that you do have those 2 baking sheets, because you don't want to take the dough and put put it onto a hot baking sheet. So when these come out of the oven, you're going to switch and have the other baking sheet filled up with dough and put that in. So once you get your sheet filled up, then you're going to put these into your oven, 350 degrees, for about 10 minutes or until they become lightly golden brown. And then you're going to let them rest on the sheet for about 2 minutes, and then you can remove them onto a rack to cool completely. And what's the best way to eat a chocolate chip cookie? With some milk. Mmm. Crisp, delicious. In fact, I think it could possibly be illegal to eat chocolate chip cookies without milk. These are really good. You have to try them. The recipe is on my website, dishinwithdi.com, and I hope I made your life a little easier, more enjoyable, and delicious. Bye-bye now. You love your cookies, don't you?